Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm working on my 05 Outback 2.5 liter, and it's time to do plugs and wires on the old girl, I think. I know the wires that came on it were old and brittle. This one in particular I had to repair, as you may have seen in a video. But my replacement set finally got here, so do that. I don't know when the plugs were changed last, so I'm just going to do that as a due diligence item. And on the other side over here, going to take a few things out of the way to do the plugs. I think on the driver's side, I'll show you here, right down in there, I might be able to reach them okay. First step over here, we're going to gank this intake air, it's just two little plastic fasteners in there. And if you want to watch carefully how this comes out, there's a method where you just sort of get your hand under here, yank it out. It just fits into the hole of the air box with some friction there. So it's just these two fasteners, and then out she comes. And after we get that cold air intake sort of thing out, there are two 10mm bolts here and here holding the air box down, so I'll pull those. And first bolt right down here comes out no problem. There's nothing in the way, tons of space around here. The second bolt down in here has this power steering line sort of clamped right into a little plastic shaped clamp like this. And it's right above the thing, but there's enough flex in it that you can get it up out of the way. So you can pull your bolts out of here. We'll see if my estimate of 2 bolts holding that together was correct, holding that in was correct. That feels pretty good. So next step here was to loosen this hose clamp. That should pop off of there. Disconnect your mass airflow sensor. Comme ça. This thing may or may not come loose. I don't know, because I've never had it out before. Alright, that hose is in my way again. And then this one. Come here. Come to Papa. There's actually another fastener right in here that I didn't notice. That's what's holding me in, but it's silly looking. Probably like an 8mm or something. I don't know if you can get a socket in there. Hang on, I just had a brainwave. Pop the clips and take the stupid airbox apart. There you go. Well, that's not in the way. Duh. Need a new filter. Don't have one right now. Yep. Yeah. Might just leave that there because there's enough room to get in and around it. I don't have to take that stupid rubber thing out. So I can get my hand on plug number 1 and plug number 3 wires there. Alright. One more thing. The plug wire situation in a Subaru is about the best you could hope for. The coil pack has 4 output antlers on it there, like you would expect for 4-cylinder. And basically it's just the closest point to the plug is where the wires go. So you can't mix up your firing order or anything like that. So I'm just going to pull these old wires out. Another note or two about plug wires on the Subaru. Check the boots that come out of the cylinder heads. Make sure they're not all skanky full of oil or anything. Ooh, that Pontiac doesn't sound so hot. And always try to give them a twist in the hole. Make sure you can twist them sort of free before pulling out, because you don't want any of the gubbins down here to pop off down in that hole. Same with these. Try to give them a little bit of a twist to break the rubber loose and stuff. before pulling them off. Whoever put these wires on my car before I owned it didn't bother to put any dielectric grease, any spark plug grease or anything in the boots or on the contacts. So it's a miracle that any of these are coming off as nicely as they are. So that's another tip. Lube. Alright, I know this isn't really ideal viewing, but it's kind of a crappy place to work. First thing I'm going to do is gently drop a spark plug socket with duct tape to a 3-inch extension, like this, down into the plug hole. This would be cylinder plug number 1. So let's get that on down there. Then I'm going to click this onto it before it hits the bottom, because I don't want to lose my grip on it there. So look for, there we go, so I can feel that it's seated on the plug. Should be able to get a ratchet onto her here now. Oh, that Cavalier sounds horrid. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, that's coming pretty loose. I'm going to try to get my, so I can move that with my fingers, take the ratchet out of there. I'm just going to gently try to unscrew that with my hand in a really awkward position here. Oh, come on, girl. There we go, that's better. It's not exactly ideal. It takes like 10 minutes to do the plug on top of a little Civic 4-banger, but alright, let's see. I feel like I have a spark plug. I do have a spark plug. So we'll compare my old and new plug, and they look like they're physically the same. It's a different part number, but they're both NGK. This one's a laser platinum. I think this is just an older style platinum or something. I will check the gap on it. I think it's supposed to be about 41 thousandths or something, but they are pre-gapped. I just like to double check a little bit before I put it in, because it's a lot harder to check again later. And I will actually daub a little bit of anti-seize on the thread, just a little bit, to help her on her way, make sure it doesn't wedge in there too badly before I put it back in. So you might be able to see there, I've got some Never Seize smudged onto her, and the gap looks pretty good. So I'm just going to gently make sure that's seated in the plug socket. And then here's a crucial part. Very gently using gravity and touch only, no force. Just slide that into the head and gently finger thread it into the threads. Because the very last thing you want to do is cross thread a spark plug in your head. I'm just going to add my extension on here again. Pardon my arm. Alright, so I have my extension on it there. Just gently let it bottom out. And then I will let it sort of feel it into the threads. So that feels good to me. So that should thread in. And the instructions on the spark plug container there, the box said give it a half turn. I think it said give it about half a turn once it's bottomed out. So I'm just going to thread her in by hand tight, like that's hand tight. I'll just pop the ratchet on there and give it about a half turn to snug it in. There's kind of a crush washer on it. There we go. So a little bit there. maybe a quarter turn. That feels pretty good. And I'll pull it out, and that's how you do plugs on a Subaru, except I have 3 more to do. I probably won't make you watch them because the filming angles are so atrocious. But that's my knowledge transfer for today. Thanks for watching.